Welcome. I welcome you with all my heart. It's what Muktananda used to say. It's what Robert used to say. I welcome you with all my heart. That's what I offer here is my heart. That's really all I have to offer. The ideas I offer are only to get rid of your ideas, to empty your mind to a different world, so that a different world can be seen and felt. Robert used to start every one of his satsangs just about by saying, "You are not real, Michael. You're not real, Maria. You're not real, Spencer. You don't have a body. The world is a dream." And when Robert said to everybody, "You don't exist," you'd hear laughter throughout the entire Sangha. You don't exist. And people would laugh. And I wonder, why are they laughing? It's not a funny joke. He was trying to tell them something about their existence, which they did not see or understand or feel. But when you truly get out of your mind, and you get into your sense of presence, the energy field within, and begin to go deeper and deeper, you get to a point where you escape this world. And you escape it by seeing that the world that we see in everyday life is just a very narrow part of the totality of the reality out there. Robert used to talk about it like looking into a room through the keyhole of a door. And you make out what you see through that keyhole as the totality of your existence. But there's really much, 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 much more out there that we don't see, because our minds simplify the world and create forms, create objects, create separations. Where if you had the totality of the vision, there would only be oneness with currents, not objects discrete, separate from you. I got an email, I think it was yesterday, from a person that's been a student of mine for a long, long time, Maddie. He sometimes comes to the satsang. I want to read you what he wrote. Dear Ed, I have had spontaneous experiences of a new kind of dimension. It is beyond this body-mind and beyond the world around me. At times, my consciousness leaves my body and enters in a dancing sea of energy. It is an infinite field of moving and flowing energies, knowledge, feelings, visions, and all kinds of structures. In there, I have no body or mind. That dimension is a space of potential, and there are infinite details in every dancing particle and structure. There are flowing waves of nonverbal knowledge of different forms and flowing waves of visions and lights. It is so amazingly boundless and limitless. While being that sea, I usually feel a subtle connection to my everyday body mind, and after a while, that connection always pulls me back into my body. I'm trying to reduce it so. This is the way the world looks. When your mind does not interfere. When your mind is in obeisance. When your mind is absent. Then things are not put into form. And you know that everything is just energies, flowing patterns, flowing thoughts, but mostly energies. Everything seems unstable, to flick into and out of existence, flows into and out of existence. Nothing is graspable. No words can fit what you're seeing, except general words like everything is flowing, everything flickers. There are no objects. There's only a sea of energy filled with bliss, and therefore in what you see then, you have no body. Your body is part of the world, extending everywhere, but it's not there as a form. Nothing there is a form. Forms come out of concepts. A baby, very young baby, has no forms. Everything is just sensual impressions. And what this is even beyond that. Right now, what I feel is throughout my body, I feel a kind of wondrous energy, an energy of delight. I wouldn't call it bliss or ecstasy, but of a light energy dancing within that feels so wonderful, especially in my arms where it touches the chair, in my chest around my heart. It's nothing but energies and light. No tension anywhere. And there's a kind of formlessness to everything. I feel extremely relaxed, nowhere to go, nothing to do. And the energies keep flowing around me and in me. And when I look around the room, on the surface, there appears to be the objects, the light, the fan, the door. But none of it's stable. Everything's always changing. Even the walls are scintillating with energy. It seems temporary, not permanent. And if I relax deeper into the energies, I go into a kind of bliss. And there are no words here. Just nowhere else to go except this bliss. But I have to talk to you. I can't stay in my bliss and tell you this place is so fantastic. To feel this kind of bliss, to feel this kind of energy, to feel this kind of truth. that everything is flowing. And I am purely spirit. There's almost nothing I have to do with this body except I'm living in it and through it. It's my sensor, so to speak. It's my movie camera, my microphone, my feeling device. But it is not me. I am spirit, the spirit within, the one that is feeling everything that the body senses. And so are you. I am speaking your truth too. You only appear to be a body to yourselves now when you're thinking. But if your mind disappears, you become everything. There's no boundary between you and anything in the universe. And everything keeps changing. Changing. And if you feel in the area of your heart, you'll feel the bliss of the energy trickling into your heart and out of your heart into your hands and out into the world. And you'll feel such love, that you're loved and that you love. You're awash in love. You're awash in bliss. And yet permeating all is a kind of emptiness, the field that contains everything, and that the Buddhists talk about as emptiness. Emptiness and energies, they go back and forth into each other in different patterns. And that's about as close as I can state to what my experience is in words. To know what is possible for you, to become as like a god, to become immersed in the energies and realize the energies are part of you, a deeper part of you than your body, deeper part of you than your thoughts, a deeper part of you than your emotions. And that feeling these energies, constantly feeling these energies, leads you to further state yet that ground, that field from which the energies came, which is the self. The sense of beingness, the sense of being alive, the sense of being alive without perceiving anything or being anything, just being alive. And the deliciousness of that state of turiya, of beingness. Now, what I read you before is similar to the way I feel things and see things. It's no longer through a keyhole of concepts. You see, you feel, you hear only energies. And the energies can be given different stories, and the stories affect the energies, and the energies affect the stories. And once you're sunken deeply into the energies, at some point, the energies know that you care for them and you love them. And the energies respond by loving you. And at that point, the energies, Shakti, reveals himself or herself to you, depending on how it shows itself to you. Or maybe as androgynous, both male and female, or neither male nor female. As an explosion of energy within you and light. And you feel the greatest devotion you've ever felt in your life. And you just want to surrender to those energies and give yourself away. Because when you give yourself away, those energies sweep into your heart and throughout your whole body. And you feel bliss and happiness and rest like you've never felt before. There's no longer anything to do, anywhere to go. You are complete, at home, at rest, and in a space that is so divinely happy that he can't even express it. So divinely happy you don't want to move for fear of ruining it. Peace so deep. Body so, quote, completely aroused and energetic. Everything sparkles with an aliveness. You feel alive like never before. Maybe you can remember a few times when you were young, when you felt so joyful and alive. But now you feel joyful and alive without the need to dance or run or laugh or play. You just feel ecstatic in your beingness. And you don't have to move. You can just sit and enjoy it. This is what I want you all to have. This joy of being. But you have to learn how to sink into your body, to get deeper than your mind, deeper than your thoughts, deeper than your emotions, into the energies. And then spending time in energies reveals to you that you're deeper than the energies also. Because you are the self of light and bliss inside that perceives everything. You are the one even that perceives God arising in you as that light and energy and force for which you feel such devotion, so much love. And Shakti loves you back. Shakti, another name for it, is life force. Choose whatever name you want. Energies, life force, Shakti. They all talk about the same phenomena, but until you feel it, the life force in you, you have no idea what I mean. It's just an attractive term, something to be sought. And I try my best to describe what the feeling is like and to give it to you directly through resonating with my energies. That sense of God within, of the divine within, of having a body entirely hollow, but filled with light, bliss, and energies that is reaching all around you, holding each of you in my hands and my arms, trying to give you the state so you can feel it directly, the direct transmission of the self, Shaktipat. Just feel it, if you can. Feel deeply into your heart area and your gut. Do you feel the tingling there? Can you see the light there? Can you feel loved? Do you feel love for anyone else here at Sangha? For the Sangha as the whole? For me? For anyone else close to you? Live in that light. Feel that light. See that light. Feel the bliss. Feel the love. And feel God moving within you as light and power. The same as you, but much, much, much more powerful. Because God is not restricted to your one little body, but is in everybody, everywhere. The universal life force, of which you are a small part. It all depends on what you identify with. The small life in you, or the life in everyone. Because really you're the universal life form, even as you are the small life form. It's like the difference between Atman and Brahman. Atman is the individual, the life of the individual, the Atman, the God in the individual. while Brahman is the greater God, the God that's in all of us. And both of these are in you. You can feel it. It is something you can feel if you don't feel it now. You can feel it for moments, for months, for years. For me, both are always there, constantly. Every moment I'm awake, every moment I speak to you, I can feel both God the Father and God the Son, as well as Ed the personality. That's sort of hosting both of them or being hosted by both of them. Let me give you a brief overview. On the surface of everybody's life, but maybe central to most people's lives, is the mind, the thoughts, the ideas that keep hovering around in the background and in the foreground, which make our life miserable because they tell us what we have to do, where to go, that we're stupid, we're smart, we're intelligent, we're in need of change, we're helpless, we're hopeless. All these things the mind tells us and preoccupies most people all of the day, and they live in their minds, and their minds make the world. The world as a desolate place, the world is a happy place, the world is a relatively stable place. The next step down is when we reach into our heart area and we begin to feel emotions, love, anger, fear, or mood disorders like depression, euphoria, anxiety, jealousy, hatred, anger, or we feel like a slime ball. We're miserable about ourselves, how we failed, how immature we are, how crude we are, how lonely we are. In this area, we have to spend a long time working through these feelings. And by working through them, I mean accepting them totally, wholly, by allowing them to lie in our hearts and being felt by our entire being until they become dissolved in our sense of being and add energy to our sense of presence. And by our sense of presence, I mean the feeling that we are spirit, not body. You and I are present with each other right now. I have my eyes closed. I can't see any of you, but I can feel you. And no doubt you can feel me in my presence. So the emotions we work with instead of run away from. And by work, I don't really mean work. It's not like doing psychotherapy where we're working to some end. But I mean to really feel them, not run for them. Don't run from the fear. Don't run from the depression. Don't run from, what would I say, grief. Don't run from jealousy or rage or anger. Nor do you have to act them out. Feel them. Let these energies circulate in you as freely as air does in your lungs. Let the emotions come and let them run. Look at them like little children running by. And once in a while, one runs right into your heart, and there is transformed into energy. That makes your whole body feel elated and filled with bliss, as another feeling is added to your sense of presence, your beingness. You could work on these emotions a long time, and it's not like psychologists work on it, interpreting it trying to find the unconscious motives, but rather it's absorbing the feelings into your sense of being. These are lost souls, something you've repressed 20 years ago, 30 years ago, that want to see the light of day in your consciousness. And they keep intruding into your sense of presence, wanting you to bring them into your heart, where they feel at home and seen and felt and accepted. And then their purpose done, they dissolve and enhance your sense of energy. You feel fulfilled. You feel blissful. You feel dancing light everywhere inside of you. And this process can go on for a long time, months, years, as long as you continue to work with the energies that are part of emotions. Because when you look deeper, you'll find that emotions are just energies or feelings within that we label as certain kind of emotions. And when we've worked through all emotions or with all of the emotions, we see they're all the same. They're just but energies which we interpret as one thing or other, depending upon our outside situation. If you feel jealousy the way it really is, it's not much different from feeling love the way it is felt, or fear the way it is felt. It's just that if something is coming at us that appears threatening and we feel fear, we label it as fear. But if it's in another situation, like when our girlfriend or boyfriend is threatening to leave us for somebody else, then it feels like jealousy. And all of these feelings feel alike, and they're just energies that are perceived by the mind and given labels. And after a while, we see that all emotions are just energies, and we focus on the energy level inside of our heart and inside of our gut, and then inside of our sexual area, vagina, the penis, scrotum. And we begin feeling energies throughout our whole body, tingling throughout our whole body, rotating energies and streams moving between the sexual area and our brain, either going straight up or coming straight down or circulating between scrotum and brain, vagina and brain, stopping in the heart and going from the heart out into our hands and projected into the universe around us, or directly from our heart like energy tentacles reaching outwards to the heart of other people. I remember this with Janet. We would both feel as if there were streams of energy coming out of our hearts, reaching into the heart of the other. Mine going out to her heart, hers going to my heart. And there would be a joining in utter rapture between us, utter total love and surrender. This is how I came to my way of teaching spirituality, not the dry way of Ramana and Robert talking about silence, talking about emptiness, talking about you not being existent. I explained it differently. You're not existent in the way you see yourself. That's words, that's concepts. If you go deeper, you can feel yourself as energies, as emotions. This is far deeper than the mind. The energy's no longer in the head, but way down in the gut, in the hara. You can still feel emotions, but mostly you feel energies. And when you awaken up the sexual area, the energies flood into your body. And if your focus of your attention is in your genitals, you'll feel it as sexual arousal. But if those energies flow upwards into the heart and into the brain, they're no longer sexual, they're a whole body phenomena, where your entire body trembles in bliss and light. And you're so close to God at this point. You feel God in you and around you. His presence is there, loving you, and you love God. Surrender to God, and God grants you the wish of your life of total acceptance and of being loved like you've never been loved before. I love you so deeply, and so does God. Everyone here is loved by that same presence, that same life force. And all that you have to do is surrender to it. Surrender to that feeling of being loved. Trust that you are being loved. And trust you can find it by working your way downwards into deeper and deeper levels of yourself until your body's constantly tingling with the energies. You're constantly feeling ecstatic and alive. You're constantly like pre-orgasmic, but not in a sexual way, but your whole body feels the bliss of the life force and God within you. And then you yourself become a harbinger of this God. You yourself are able to convey this joy that you feel, these energies you feel to others. And you kindle their hearts like that song goes, Jota Sajota. Kindle my heart flame with thy flame. Kindle my heart flame with thine. O Lord of Yoga, Lord of the universe, kindle my heart's flame with thine. And you begin to be able to kindle other people's heart flames. And this is just telling of what it is like on this path, to go deeper and deeper into yourself, to find more and more bliss and energies until you become the self itself, which is just life, just consciousness, pure consciousness. And in that, there is such purity. There's such light, blue and white light, such acceptance of everything. And seeing that the way you had seen the world just a day before or a month before was like looking through a keyhole. You're only seeing the tiniest fraction, the fraction that words can make up and hold and into concreteness. But the world itself is ever flowing, ever changing energies, flowing energies and thoughts, going too fast and changing too fast to ever be grasped by words or concepts. And when you see that, you no longer hold on to any truth because you can perceive something deeper than truth, which is the world without form, the world of ever changing, scintillating energies and forms and thoughts, all mingled together without being able to be separated into different objects with no distance between them. Everything is at once the same. Hearing, seeing, they all blend together. And you rest in yourself. You rest into the bliss of yourself. And that's how you can go to someone and say, I love you. I love you with all my heart. And it's true. You do. At that moment, you love everyone. You accept everyone. That too is the gift you can give others, to love everyone as deeply as you love that self within yourself, who is God. Kindle my heart's flame with thy flame. Kindle my heart's flame with thine. O Lord of Yoga, Lord of the universe, kindle my heart's flame with thine.